We're back on the Magic of the Musicals. It's Alex Belfield back at the show that we all love to love. And the girls are here from Mamma Mia. How are you?
Good. Very well, thank you. Yeah.
Three of my favourite people. The sexiness is just oozing off the couch.
You're too kind.
We got Lindsay. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's my birthday today.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
How old are you? 24, 25?
Yes, 21, yes.
Well, you look marvellous on it. You got a new papoose, I notice.
Oh, yes, I've got quite a few new things, actually. I've been very lucky. Yeah, no, I've done very well, thank you.
Thank you. And then my favourite, of course, Joanna.
Oh, you know your way around me. I'm a lot older than Lindsay, of course, but you know.
Early 30s, what are you talking?
Oh, do you see? I love you. We must give your Labrador some milk to drink. No, but did you realise I've just entered my 5th year on Mamma Mia?
I know, it's been a long time. We've been talking for a while, haven't we?
We
really?
have, haven't we?
We're almost dating.
I know, it's fantastic. But you don't write, you don't send flowers, but apart from that, darling, it's going terribly well.
Very cheap date, isn't it?
Very cheap date, yeah,
But
absolutely.
we don't get on each other's nerves, that's a good thing.
That's true. No, that's
Once
true.
a year is quite enough.
Yeah, and you never pinch the duvet, so that's all right.
I don't pinch anything in my time of life. And Jane, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You're my favourite, because I remember us having a discussion about you and Jane McDonald. Do you remember?
Oh, yes, I do remember now. Now I remember. And you were saying I look like her.
No, I said your character looks like her.
I think you're absolutely right, and I'm getting more and more like Jane McDonald, who I adore, by the way, who I think is fabulous. I'm getting to love even more as I watch Loose Women. Hi, Jane, how are you?
Absolutely adore her.
Well, she's one of us, isn't she?
Well, she is, absolutely, and she's a trooper, and she's...
I love her. She was, what was the item on? But she looked very bemused at one point. She just literally...
So she is more like you than we give her credit for, then.
I nearly said a
You
word
nearly
that
said
was
a
just going to
rude
be
word then.
bleeped out.
Yes, luckily it's just...
But yes, so come and see the show, Jane, and see me do a parody of you.
All right, I'll bring her. I promise I'll bring her, and then we'll come for coffee afterwards.
Please,
Fantastic,
coffee? Do me
yeah.
a favour.
Yeah.
We don't want to give away the secrets, because the last time we were together was at a showbiz party, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. It
Oh,
was.
was.
It was. Yes,
Yes,
I
it
remember
was,
now
wasn't it?
exactly.
Yes.
Where was it, and why wasn't I invited?
You were, but
You were
busy
just
eating
far
your
too...
canopies.
Darling, you were far too drunk to speak.
I was eating canopies.
No, you were doing something. I think. Yeah, we just got stuck with him.
Congratulations to all three of you, because you're completely unique and brilliant, and you've been in this forever. You've been in this quite a long time. How long have you been in it
Well,
now?
I've been in it as long as Jane. Yeah, we sort of joined at the same
Yeah, they
time.
joined
And
me.
so that'll be, what, 18 months now?
18 months.
Yeah.
18 months.
Are you bored yet?
No. Genuinely, seriously not. Do you know what? There's a lot worse things you could do with your time, isn't there? Frankly. I mean, absolutely seriously.
Well, let's be honest, since the movie, I mean, it's the coolest place to be, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah. It really is. And I have to say, the movie has done us no end of good. It really has. It's fantastic. It's brought people back to see the show, which is lovely. And we're sold out. I mean, which is, you can't ask...
In this climate, isn't
especially in this climate. You know, as Jane said, you could do worse things. I mean, you could be an accountant or a banker, couldn't you, at the moment? But it's fantastic what the film has done for us. It really is. And what it's done, you know, and the great thing is it's been such a success for the people who created the show. So more power to them.
What I can't understand, Lindsay, why weren't you in the movie? Because you can sing.
Jump back in the knife drawer before you cut yourself.
I don't really know what to say to that. Meryl and a whole load of the others all came to see the show and were really very complimentary.
gorgeous.
So I won't say anything at all bad.
I think the whole thing about the film, though, I think it's a different look at the story of Mamma Mia. It's completely different. I mean, you get the theatrical experience is one thing, and the film experience. You know, in the film, you need your names. You need Meryl Streep, and I think she's terrific in it. I think she's wonderful, and you know, and I adore Julie Walters and Christine Baranski. They're fabulous, and Pierce Brosnan is, you know, gorgeous looking. And but I do think that Colin Firth steals it. I really do. I think he's wonderful in it. But it's great, and it just looks beautiful. And you've got the sunshine, you've got all of that, and it's a fantastic look at, and it gets the story out there, which is great. And then they come back and see the original, which is us, which is lovely.
And let's face it, it's a load of camp old nonsense, isn't it, basically? It's a chance for the ladies to get on their feet at the end of the night.
Do you know what? I'm going to take you up on that, it being camp old nonsense. I do think it is in one way, but in another way, there's nothing camp about something which gets people feeling very warm inside. I don't think that's camp. No. I think there's... You know,
I agree, and I have to say that my journey through the show, I have some really sort of, I think, quite deep and meaningful moments that, I just think
when you get them right.
if I get them right, yeah. But hopefully are touching, but people can relate to in one way or another. So I think it sort of works on different levels for people.
Yeah.
Yes, ultimately it's a feel good show that however you're feeling when you come in, you're going to feel a million times better when you come out. But I think there's more to it, and I think to do it well, I think there's more to it than just a bit of camping.
You have to play it with truth.
So
you have to play it.
Take that back.
Well, I don't take back that the show is a load of camp old nonsense. I stick by that, but I will say, and I've said it before, and you remember I've said this, and I've said this to your face, I think, at the party that you can't remember that we met, because we did meet now, I'm remembering.
She was chewing on a canopy, I just can't remember anything.
Hello, Fat Crinkle or something, wasn't it?
Like that. Yes, something like that.
But I did say to you at the time is that you get to shine in this, and your voice is incredible. There's no hiding behind it, and you do get the best numbers, and you have got the proper role in it. I mean, you two just camp around on stage for 2.5 hours.
Behave. This experience,
very
can I
daring.
say, quite seriously, this experience wouldn't be what it is for me if it wasn't for these girls, because we're an absolute team.
We are.
Don't I get all emotional? But it's absolutely true. We're an absolute team, and I wouldn't ever want to do it without them. It's a great setup, and we just we get on great.
It's your birthday, and we just got you lovely presents.
You did just get me some really, really lovely things. I've been absolutely spoilt, but you know what it's like.
See the presents.
I think I'll back what Lindsay says too. I mean, the three of us, we are a team, and we sort of work as one, really.
Yeah.
I think where I'm lucky is that actually the character has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So it's sort of her story in a sense. Would you say that?
Yeah.
And Sophie's in terms of what's going on. So I kind of have a bigger journey to go on. Slipping through my fingers. It's the moment in the show where she realises her daughter is growing up and will be sort of leaving. And the fact that it's been just mother and daughter relationship for the last 20 years, it's a hard one to deal with. But even if not, any parent, anyone would sort of be moved by the song.
Isn't that lovely? Slipping through my fingers by the amazing cast here at Mamma Mia in the West End. And I have to say, the unity between you three, and we've said this before, is like no other. I've seen this all over the world, Broadway and Vegas. You can't really fake that chemistry, can you?
No, you can't. And it's very interesting because Julie Walters came to see the show after she saw it before she did the film, and she came afterwards, and she actually said to the three of us afterwards, she said that she wished that she and Meryl Streep and Christine Baranski had the time to spend together the way that we three have, because we're a sisterhood, the three of us.
Yeah, but let's be honest, within one cup of tea and a Wagamama's, I've just done advertising, we were there.
It's very true. And
I think it was more like a couple of bottles of wine
yes,
as
it
opposed
was.
to
Yes,
In my
but-
case, darling.
I'm so sorry. No, it was a Crete in your case. Of course, that's silly. No, but it's true. From the moment we met each other, we just went, yes, we're kindred spirits. And there is an age difference between the three of us. And our backgrounds are different.
So much older than both of us.
I think I'm a tiny bit older than you, actually, Jane. Not that you'd know it to look at her. But we do. We have just gelled, haven't we? And it's fantastic. And it's so much fun on the stage. And if one of us is having a bit of a low night, the other two,
We're just there to prop each other up.
We just prop each other up.
And I was going to mention that because I've seen this show phoned in a lot of places. It is a tiresome show in a sense that there's somebody here who's knocking on your knocker.
No, I'm not sure.
I'm interested to see what you were going to say now.
I can't remember, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd lost the will to live.
Tiresome show, you said.
No, I can imagine doing it 8 times a week is very tiresome in a sense of the physicality of it. It's very difficult. Is he more important than I am?
What, Pete Chalice?
Pete Chalice has been
he's
in Mamma
terribly
Mia
sexy.
for an extremely long time.
Pete Chalice has been in Mamma Mia longer than the ABBA boys have. I have to tell you. Shout, hello, Pete.
Hello, Pete.
No, Pete's been in it for years.
The point I was making was that I can imagine it's very hard work, and keeping it fresh every night must be difficult, and you do make it look like every night it's your first time of doing it. That's a special skill, isn't it?
Special show as well, though, I'd say, because that's just Pete coming in then is absolutely pertinent to your point, because he's been doing it 9 years now. How many shows could you do for 9 years, quite honestly? And that he's not alone. There are people who've done it for 6 years and 5 years, and it is actually something I've never done as long as 18 months in anything. And I'm sort of going, oh gosh, it'll be June soon. Yeah. Seriously, I've never done anything past a year. I'm usually tearing my own hair out or somebody else's.
Well, they've usually got rid of you before then, haven't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, as I say, this is my 5th year, and it is, there are some things that can get monotonous, and sometimes you can come into the theatre and think, oh, I am so tired, I don't know if I can do it tonight. You hear that opening music, you see, you drive up the road, you see the sign saying house full, and you just go, this is just the best feeling in the world. And when you go out on that stage, and as you said, it's a great excuse for people to get up and dance at the end, but they do it because they're having fun. they're not, we're not getting the ushers to go at them with cattle prods. I mean, they do it because they're having a ball. And, the guys who've been dragged in by the girlfriend sitting there going, oh, blimey, I can't sit through this. They're the first up at the end. I mean,
and the thing about fantastic. This show as well is that, with the climate being as it is, people tend to want to come back to something that they know and love. And a big majority of the audience are people that have been, 2 or 3 times because they love it and they know what they're going to get and they know that they're going to feel great when they come out. So,
And for me as a reviewer and someone who sits through endless rubbish night after night, I always recommend this because it's almost kind of you're guaranteeing people are going to have a good time. It might not be Shakespeare, but it is fun, and at the end of the night you've got to be the odd one out if you're not stood up.
This is the first show in 20 years that I've done that anybody that has said to me, do you want to come along and see it, I've actually been completely confident that what sort of person they are, they will come out and have had a good time, even if they've gone, okay, I admit it was great. It just completely across the...
Robert Lindsay.
Yeah. A friend of mine dropping names there.
Sorry. No, you didn't drop it. I dropped it for you.
You did, okay. But yes, I kind of like dragged him in as a friend, and he was, very like, oh, do I really want to go see Mamma Mia? He was like, when can I book again? He was, yeah.
He really was. I mean, it's fantastic. And also, I mean, we've got people who come back time and time and time again. We have a family, Steve, Jules and Lucy, who come the last Friday of every month, and they sit in the front row, and we know them well, and we call them the Rockabillies. For some reason, I call them the Rockabillies. If they're listening, I hope they are listening. This is for you guys. And they're fantastic because they come because they said, we've been to see all the other shows, we love all the other shows, but this is the one that makes us feel glad to be alive. And you can't ask for fairer than that, really.
And do you want to know my favourite bit of the show, Jane?
Do I?
Well, it's not about you. It's the bit at the beginning of the second half when the old cocks have a heart attack because it's so damn loud.
Oh, the silver
They all do, but all the young ones do as well when it goes...
I did when I...
like that, and everyone leaps. Yeah. But we can see them on the monitors. If we're backstage, backstage we've got monitors, you see, and behind Marcus you can see all the people just sort of leaping from their seats. It's great.
And what about the technical stuff? Because it's quite a clever show. It's pretty simple. I think once I saw it somewhere, I think on Broadway, where one of the sets didn't move. That's kind of a problem because it's kind of slinky the way this is put together. They don't waste any time, do they?
No, it's the automation is very, very important in the show. And can I just say, Dolly has just walked in. Now, Dolly is actually Lindsay's dresser, and she's just mouthed "Happy Birthday" across the room. Yeah, Happy Birthday! But there are times when if it does get stuck, we have emergency procedures. We once did, didn't we? We did from. We had to miss out Take a Chance completely. So everyone was very confused when I was dancing with Bill at the end. But we missed out Take a Chance, but we had to do the rest of the show like a sort of cabaret night spot in the front of the trucks because they wouldn't move at all. And we had to rush around and change and clamber over things and to try and get back on stage, which sort of worked. But
they still went bonkers at the end.
Yeah, they still go bonkers at the end. And we've got 2 fantastic guys called Mike and Matt who do all the automation, who are terrific, and they do all the lifting and the thing. But it's terribly simple to look at, but actually when it does move, it's really effective.
Thank you, ladies. And Jane?
Yes.
Thank you. I still think you're marvellous. Can we talk a moment about your frocks or your charisma on stage?
I haven't got any. I just get on it.
She has your sex on legs, girl. You see, she's the sex, she's the voice, and I'm the fat one who gets the laughs. So, what can you do?
You're the one we love the most at the end, so wink to you.
You're the one who gets the biggest cheers.
How much does I pay you for that?
I can't remember, but Lindsay Haitley, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Joanna, I love you.
I love you too.
More. No, even more. And of course, Jane, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And by the way, my second name's Monroe, because you obviously hadn't written it down, but don't worry about it.
She said it. I've got it written down. Look, it's there. It's there.
And spelt right. Well done.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm an old pro.
I didn't know what you were going to say then.